What's going on, everybody? This is Afro Think Tank. You know, some slaves like to be slaves. Some slaves enjoy the plantation. Some slaves never wanted to leave that plantation because they got guaranteed meal, they had guaranteed housing. All they had to do is work from sun up to sundown. They can't see in the morning, they can't see at night. And if you dared to try to leave that slave plantation, they was gonna tell massa on you. And we got a lot of them new niggas nowadays in society. FBA, they the slaves that love the slave plantation. ADOS, imagine naming yourself a slave, American descendant of slave. Imagine putting a title that's supposed to have respect and putting the word slave in it. American descendants of slaves. As if African people have ever been slaves. African people were never were never slaves. We were enslaved. First of all, enslaved. We were never slaves. We was fighting the whole time. We was at war the entire time, continuously. Generational war. Okay, but as you can see, there's a lot of black people who want to uphold white supremacy. They want to uphold. Look at Fox News. Look at that coon ass black dude with the same stereotypical haircut on Fox News, Fox in the morning. Look at that coon. He has no soul. They reached and snatched his fucking soul out, his fucking body. He gets up every morning and sells his community out. And he sells other communities out. And sit next to white supremacists and push white supremacist talking points every fucking day. Look at Candace Owens. She used to do it, now she's trying to pivot. I ain't gonna lie. Candace Owens got the largest fucking pivot arc of any coon. Like, I didn't think she could make a comeback. Her arc is so long that it looked like she's running straight. Right? She figured, let me stop talking about the black community. I'm gonna start talking about Jews, because that's becoming popular. And the more I talk about Jews, eventually, you know what I'm saying, the rest of the world's gonna catch up to me, and that's just how it's gonna be. Hey, look, I give Candace Owens her little props, even though she's a coon. And she ain't all that. She's not as smart as far as intellectually as she likes to come off, but she got some tactics. I can respect that coon, because at least she 10 toes down with coonery. All right, she you know what I'm saying, she's a solid coon. But the other coons, they shameless. All right, and they will uphold Charleston White's a fucking coon. He want white people to run America. He enjoys being controlled and ran by white people. He'll put that fucking Confederate flag on, right? And drape himself in the Confederate flag, the people who fought a war to maintain slavery, and he'll wear that shit proudly. Charleston White's a fucking coon. All right? Charleston White's a fucking coon. And he wants to uphold white supremacy because he gets paid because of it. He gets a butter biscuit. He's that fucking shameless court gesture, right? That wears the fucking clown outfit, that fucking does cartwheels to entertain the fucking court. That's him, right? You know, so there are black people that will always uphold white supremacy, and we have to recognize that they are the enemy, and we have to leave them motherfuckers behind. There's some black folks that ain't going with us. Harriet Tubman could have took a whole bunch of more mofos with him, but she knew that they was married to the plantation, right? And what is the favorite thing that coons say about Pan-Africans, which is weird, by the way, that they say about Pan-Africans and pro-blacks, right? Who like progressive policies, right? Who like liberal policies, because liberal, it's in the name, to liberate. Literally, black people have always been politically liberal because we've been liberating ourselves. And after we liberate ourselves and start our societies, we progress. It's in the name. And once we progress and solidify, we conserve. You see how complicated shit get, right? That's what we do. We liberate, progress, then conserve it. Then we progress and then we conserve it. And if we need to liberate, we liberate ourselves again, progress and conserve it. That's how it works. See, when you use more than 2 brain cells, you can understand that. But there's a lot of people who don't. They only got 1 brain cell, and that shit's working at 70%. Half the time. All right? That's why they don't understand these terms and these words and these affirmations that come out their mouth. They don't understand the poison that they spew when they spew it to the masses. Right? So we got a lot of these coons online spreading their misinformation, disinformation, and social poison amongst our people who are gullible at times, who are because they don't have the basic foundation of information to understand these words, these meanings, and what's really happening. They're susceptible to lies and misinformation and disinformation, especially when you wrap that misinformation and disinformation up in something very entertaining. Because people who operate off just stimulus, they love flashy things. And if you can give them a flashy thing, they'll look at it. If you keep flashing something in their face, they'll look at it. And then they'll download whatever it is that you're giving them because it's flashing. Right? And a lot of these coons that uplift white supremacy, that uplift white superiority in all its manifestations, right? Whether it be American foreign policy, which is a manifestation of white supremacy, or whether they uplift the stock market or the financial system, or the current democratic system that we have going on now. They're uplifting the institutions of white supremacy. They protect the institutions of white supremacy. They pretend like the institution of white supremacy doesn't affect us in a negative way, when the institution of white supremacy affects everybody, including white people, in a negative way, and it only benefits those rich white people in suits. But anyway, always remember, as heartbreaking as it is, we're not going to be able to save all these black people. Some of these black people are just too white inside, no matter how black presenting they are outside. Remember, some of these black people, all right, like Tariq Nasheed, like Anton Daniels, like Charleston White, like all of these people, they are white inside, no matter how black presenting they may appear. And we have to leave they nigga asses behind. Let them be the court jesters for the remainder of these white folks who are holding on to white supremacy. While us black people who know we black, who understands that we need to be building and creating and developing and under a foundation of blackness, of Africanness, let us go this way, and we leave these niggas behind with these white folks to go down with the ship that's clearly sinking, because there's a massive fucking hole in that bitch, because they never saw that fucking iceberg coming, even though it's big as shit and it's right in their face. But they didn't see it coming because they was too distracted. Anyway, that's all I gotta say. It's Afro Think Tank. Learn something, teach something. I'm out.
Harriet Tubman left people behind. She had to. Not everybody wanted freedom. Some people were so married to the plantation they'd fight you before they fought their master. And when I see all these Voldemort sympathizers crying and clutching their pearls, that's the same energy. Y'all ain't freedom fighters. Y'all are the Overseer's fan club. Harriet didn't waste time dragging the unwilling. She knew that if you hesitate, you were going to put the whole mission at risk. You're going to slow down everybody that's trying to get free. And that's exactly what I am watching today. People pretending that Voldemort was just political views. But that can't be accurate, because political views are about taxes, about policy, about what size the government should be. But what he pushed was hate. I'm not going to do the whole recap. We all know who he was. But I say all that to say that's not politics. And now we got people out here sobbing for him, defending him, writing think pieces like he was some misunderstood uncle. Please, he showed you who he was every single chance he got. And if you're still crying, it's because you agreed with the hate. You weren't blinded, you were just comfortable with the plantation. And here's what makes it worse, because your tears don't just make you look pathetic. They feed the system. They keep authoritarianism breathing. Every time you say he was just sharing his beliefs, what you're really saying is, I don't care who gets hurt, as long as I can stay close to power. I observe more than I speak, usually. And what I'm seeing right now? A lineup of Z-list actors auditioning for parts that no one asked them to play, crying for a man that wouldn't have spit on them if they were on fire. You think that's loyalty? You think that's being a good Christian? All that is self-inflicted chains. That's begging to sit at the overseer's table and be grateful for scraps. So no, I am not mourning Voldemort. I'm not shedding a tear for a man who built his entire brand on tearing us down. What I am doing is thanking his little fan club. Because every time y'all expose yourselves, every time you choose the cage, you clear space on the railroad for somebody who actually wants to be free. Harriet understood it, and so do I. Freedom ain't for everybody. Some of y'all would rather die clutching your master's hand than to live free. And that, yeah, that's on you.
Free Sudan! Boycott diamonds and gold! Free Sudan. Boycott diamonds and gold. We most definitely cannot forget about the people of Sudan.
Wait. Before you go, for all my subscribers and philanthropists out there, I'm building a solar power community water bowl system in Nigeria. It's going to cost between $5,000 and $6,000. I'm trying to raise money. If you want to participate and help me build this solar power water system, please donate to the Cash App and put solar water in the notes. Solar water in the notes. I'll put PayPal, Stripe, and Zelle. Anyway, thank you. That's all I got to say. It's Afro Think Tank. Learn something, teach something. I'm out. Thanks for watching Afro Think Tank. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And follow me on Substack and Patreon for more content. Remember, it's Pan-Africanism or nothing.